Hello everyone and welcome back to my channel Incandescential Spiritage. I am Ramneet and I'm so glad to have you all back here. I hope you're doing really well. I know it's been a while and trust me, I have missed you all terribly. So that's why I'm back with a new pickacard reading for you. And this reading is going to be about your first impressions. So we will look into what kind of first impressions you make on people that you encounter, the people that you meet. And we will also look into a little bit more into details about how these impressions settle with these people eventually as they get to know you a little bit better. Okay, so before we get into the reading, as always, I would quickly like to mention that if you want to book a personal reading with me, all the details about that are mentioned in the description box below. So check that out, and also remember that this is a general reading, so take whatever resonates and leave the rest. So now I'll just, I have 3 piles for you, and I'll just insert the picture of the piles for you to make the selection. Use your intuition and pick your pile. I'll see you on the other side. Okay, so pile 1, let's get started. These are the cards for your pile. First, let's have a look at your sign that showed up and the planet. Okay, the sign that showed up is Leo. And it says here, of course, ruler is Sun. It says here magnetic, dignified, ambitious, loyal, entertaining, tolerant, forgiving, orthodox, and warm-hearted. And the planet is North Node, that is Rahu. And it says materializing, corruption, intrigue, exile, violence, foreignness, deconstruction, epidemics, technology. Okay, so I think with this Leo and North Node showing up, you're quite driven. That's the energy that I'm picking up on. Like you're very driven, you're not lazy at all, you're very motivated and inspired, and you inspire people, you're full of energy, you exude energy, you know, activity, and just a lot of activity, you know. Okay, so the first card is Page of Pentacles to open your reading. Then we have Death, very strong energies. 3 of Wands, the Hanged Man, Jupiter showing up here along with the card of Scorpio. Then we have 2 of Cups, beautiful loving energy, you know, that's the heart of the Leo, very loving, very kind. And we have the Emperor. I find this energy very Leo-like, although this is the card of Aries. So you could be a fire sign for sure. You could be a fire sign, Scorpio as well. And you could have a dominant Jupiter planet as well. Then you have 8 of Swords, some air energy. Again, okay, some air energy with King of Swords. So Gemini, Libra, Aquarius. And to close your reading, we have a lot of fun. So 3 of Cups. Okay. Right. So with this Page of Pentacles, I believe that you are an explorer and you are very creative, very imaginative and creative. You have new ideas because you're always on a move, you always want to do something, you're always up to something. And you know, that's how people look at you. You come across as very driven. That's just one word, you know, you're very driven. You're when people come close to you or in contact with you, they feel inspired and motivated. And what can be better than that? And with this death card, um, there could be like, you know, you know how to rise from your own ashes. This is my phoenix card, rising from the ashes. So you know how to make the best of any situation. So people can find you in any kind of difficult situation, but you know how to turn it around. And that's your superpower, I would say. And you just know what to do in situations. You're very clever and very smart. That's how people see you. And then when it comes to patience, so it's not like, some people who are very energetic and active, they lack patience, but you still, you're not that way. You still have patience with this Three of Wands card. It's like you know what you're doing. It's not like you just shoot arrows just in the dark. So it's not like that. You know exactly what you're doing, and you're patient enough, again, with patience with this Hanged Man. You're patient enough to wait to reap the fruits of your labor, to reap the fruits of whatever you have put your work into, your efforts into. That is actually very beautiful. Not a lot of people have this beautiful balance, because Hanged Man I also see as a card of balance. So you balance it all out. Sometimes you could be impulsive, or you could come across as a little bit impulsive because you are so full of energy, right? But you are still, nonetheless, you are so patient. You know how to wait, when to wait, and you trust yourself. You trust in the divine. You trust in the power of the universe. And again, the card of harmony showing up with this Two of Cups. So as people get to know you, they see that you're actually so warm-hearted. So this is actually interesting that we have the Emperor card right next to the Two of Cups, which shows that on the outside, sometimes you could be very Aries like, the sign Aries. So you could be like that, but sometimes you are disciplined, which is a good thing. You have to be disciplined. And also, this is the second major arcana card here. So we have very deep energies. Like, you have this Phoenix card with this Death card rising from the ashes, and you have the Emperor card, which is about discipline and order, and again, I guess harmony. This is all like everything is so well balanced in your personality, which is also, it could just come across as you could come across as somebody who is um, an all-rounder, because you know how to do anything. You can be in any situation, and you will come out of it victorious with this Death card and the Emperor card. So, which is really incredible. People really admire that about you, and as they get to know you, they understand that you actually have a very beautiful and tender, giving, loving, warm heart with this Two of Cups, and you know how to make close connections, close relationships, how to be with people, how to be with them in a close and warm connection, how to connect with them, how to talk to them. You're very good at that. You're very good at sharing your love with others, because you see these two people are sharing their cups of love. So there's a perfect harmony. You have this beautiful harmony and balance in your personality, which people find quite endearing, and they feel very drawn to you, because I believe that you are somebody who's very powerful as well with this Emperor card. Emperor card is a very, very strong and powerful card because it's the major arcana card. So he's the king of all the kings. Regardless of your gender, you are a person who with a very strong personality, and people really respect you and admire you. Then we have Eight of Swords. King of Swords, and then Three of Cups. Right, so sometimes you could be very self-critical as well. You could be a little bit critical about, about yourself. You could feel sometimes you're stuck in a situation, and sometimes you're not able to see clearly, but that doesn't last very long, because right next to that we have the King of Swords, which brings a lot of clarity. This is also the card of intellect. So, people really see that you're actually very smart and very logical, very rational. Your ideas are very well thought about, and you know what you're talking about. You have very, very good communication skills with this King of Swords. You know what you're talking about, and you know you always want to know the truth, and you always bring the truth to the table, and you just do not believe in, BSing, right? And then we have the Three of Cups. So along with this, again, the balance comes in, because it's not like you're always just about work, work, work and all seriousness. No, you also know how to have a lot of fun. So you have a lot of friends. You're very friendly. Leos are very friendly, They like to be the center of attention, and center of attraction, and they have a beautiful friend circle, and they like to be always, socializing. So you do like socializing, and you have a very active social life. So I see that here with this Three of Cups. So I do believe that you have a very good friend circle, and you have friends that you can rely on, depend on, and they can depend on you. So you are a person, also I think with this, in the long run, as people get to know you, as they become your friends, they come to you for advice as well. They know that they can depend on you, because you are so reliable, right, as a friend or as a partner. And so yeah, that's actually quite beautiful, that your personality is very well balanced. But on the first glance, the first impressions that you give off to people is basically that you are very, you have a very youthful kind of presence, and you like to explore, and you are full of new ideas, and which kind of brings in a lot of the vibe of the whole room becomes more, I guess, inspired and driven, and they feel more charged. The people around you feel more charged when they are with you. So that is the first impression that that you give off to people. And as they get to know you, they realize that you're actually very deep, and you can make the best out of any situation, and you're very warm-hearted at the same time, and you are very good at communication, right? Also with this Rahu, we have this, that Rahu people are very driven. They know where they're going, and they know how to get there, and they will get there. With Leo also, we have that energy, that the kingly energy. They like to be the center of attraction, right? So they like to be the sun, radiating warmth, so the ruler of Leo is sun. So you people radiate love and warmth when you are around people. So people love to be in your company, and eventually, as they get to know you better, they feel more safe and secure, and they feel like they can depend on you. And I think you form like long-term and very good friendships with people. So that's all I have for you. That's all I'm getting here, which is actually beautiful. You people are very outgoing and very powerful, strong personalities. So this is actually very beautiful. Okay, so that's all I have for you. If you liked this reading, and if it resonated with you, please hit the like button and subscribe to my channel if you haven't already. I'll see you next time. Till then, take care and bye-bye. Okay, moving on to the people who picked group 2. Okay, so we have some water energy coming in with this Cancer card. It says here the ruler of Cancer is Moon, and it says sensitive, intuitive, nurturing, gentle, receptive, frugal, adaptable, musical, cautious. Okay, we all know how Aquarians are. Sorry, why did I say Aquarians? Cancerians. Aquarians, Cancerians. We all know how Cancerians are. Very emotional, but very nurturing, very intuitive, very beautiful souls. And with this, imagine, I'm actually quite surprised, but that's how tarot works, right? We have the planet Jupiter. Jupiter is exalted in the sign of Cancer. So Jupiter here, it says expanding. And it says here wisdom, judgment, morality, religion, teaching, legality, truth, consulting, and gravity. Beautiful. So that's actually pretty good. Also because Moon and Jupiter, these two planets are friends, you know, so friendly planets. Okay, so the first impression that people get of you is that you are very sensitive, emotional, and maybe you have a lot of mood swings with Cancer energy here, because Cancers are prone to mood swings because the ruler is Moon, and Moon has its phases, right? Goes through its phases. So likewise, you go through your phases, you have a lot of mood swings, and people see you as emotional. But at the same time, they like you because Jupiter is always liked by everybody, right? So Jupiter is a beautiful planet, benefic planet. And with the energy of Jupiter, you believe in honesty, you believe in everything that is moralistic, and you value all of that. You value wisdom, you value spirituality, religion, all of those things. So you could be spiritual as well with this Jupiter card, or religious, you know, and you value truth a lot. Okay, let's look at your tarot cards. Opening your card with Justice. You love justice. Maybe, I don't know why I just heard the word karma with this card. So you believe in karma, maybe. Then we have Five of Cups. Okay, then we have Seven of Swords, Eight of Pentacles. Oh my God. The Moon card in the middle of your reading. Who would have thought? No wonder. Right, then we have Knight of Swords, Two of Wands, and Four of Swords, and lastly we have Ten of Swords. So we have a lot of Swords energy as well. So, I did say Aquarius, So you could have some airy element as well that must be like prominent in your chart. That is, Gemini, Libra, Aquarius. But I mean, imagine Moon card. We were just talking about the phases of the Moon, and Cancer is ruled by the planet Moon, right? In astrology, we call Moon the planet, but although it's a satellite. Right, so opening your card, you could be a Libra as well, because we have this Cancer, Libra, and I mentioned the air signs as well. So opening your reading with the Justice card. So you do believe in karma, like I said, and you believe that you believe to do the right thing. You believe to do right by people, and you always think that if you do right, if you are good, then you will get good. So you're very moralistic, like I said. Cancerians are like that, and very adaptable as well. Yeah, so it's like you have a lot of water energy, you flow, you're very adaptable and flexible, and you love music, um, but a little bit frugal as well, so a little bit stingy with money could be. But then I think that's balanced with Jupiter, because Jupiter is expanding, it's like it gives you, it likes to give out. So I think that's cancelled out with Jupiter being there. Right, then we have Five of Cups. So maybe you go through a lot of emotional turmoil, that can result in you feeling this way sometimes. From time to time you feel you have lost, or you feel heartbroken, because Cancerians, or just the energy overall, is you are a little bit emotional, and your emotions have a strong hold over you, right? I wonder what the Seven of Swords is doing here, right next to Five of Cups, because Seven of Swords is like, you're trying to like sneak out of some situation, and let me know what it means here in your personality. So basically, people see you like that you will always do good. You're a good person. That's the first impression they get of you. You are a good person, you know. And so they trust you very easily. That's the energy I'm getting off right away. They trust you, they believe that you're trustworthy, but they're also very cautious around you because they want to hurt you. That's also one thing, right? With this Seven of Swords, I think you know somehow how to manipulate. I believe you are a good manipulator as well. We do have this here. So with this Seven of Swords, you know how to get your way, how to, like, if situation is not in your favor, how to make the best of it, and how to make it to your advantage, to your benefit. So you kind of know that, which is, you know, in this generation, in this era, right? It's like you gotta have that quality to survive, right? Survival of the fittest. So if you are always like this, you're not gonna survive, right? So you gotta have this quality of manipulating. Which is taken as in a good way, because you have to be clever. You have to know how to manipulate, and to get yourself out of a situation if you're not in a good situation, right? Then we have Eight of Pentacles. You are a hard worker for sure. So wherever your place, whatever your work is, people see that you're a hard worker, and people admire you for that. That's why, this is a card, a very earthly card. People trust you. They're drawn towards you because of that, because they know that you're a good person, that you're honest, and you're trustworthy, reliable, and you are very hardworking. You make a very good employee or an employer. You don't take advantage of others. And with the moon again, you have a very rich inner world, and very imaginative as well, very creative. With this moon, it's not all bad, right? We're not only going to talk about your emotional cycles, right? We're going to talk about what this moon represents. This moon represents creativity, a lot of creativity. So maybe you like a lot of fiction. Your imagination is quite, you know, powerful and prominent. And then you have Knight of Swords. This could mean, right next to the moon card, this could mean that you sometimes get very impulsive or impatient. Yeah, so that too is something that people see in you, that due to your emotional turmoils, and all of the mood swings that you go through, sometimes you act a little bit rashly, right? So you get a little bit impatient and impulsive due to your emotions, right? And I think moon affects you a lot. So maybe just try to do some meditations, or some rituals during the new moon or the full moon, whatever suits you, whatever just works for you. And then we have Two of Wands. This card here is like this is like a gateway card, 11 card. Maybe 11 is a significant number for you. or 2 is a significant number for you. But this is a gateway card, so you're always maybe on a threshold of something, like you want to go in, but sometimes you're just thinking a lot, like whether to go in or not, whether to pursue this or not. You're always on like a crossroads, a little bit indecisive. you know so yeah, with the moon card, the indecision comes in a little bit because you're always just too much in your head. And again, with, yeah, I had forgotten about this card, 4 of Swords. Again, this card is about taking a break and hibernating, again, just thinking, reflecting, introspection, and all of that. So whatever you go through, you think a lot about it. Your mind, you are smart, you're intelligent, but your mind is focused sometimes too much on your emotions, on how you're feeling, and sometimes you create situations that are not real. And people see that sometimes, when as they get to know you better, they also see that you need your space, you need your own time, that they cannot be around you and with you all the time. When they get to know you, this is something they also see, that okay, you are a little bit unstable in terms of your emotions, and sometimes need your own time, and you cannot be pushed to do something, right? You have your own mind. They see that as well. With the 10 of Swords, again, I feel like sometimes you feel defeated by the life circumstances, life situations, right? And people, but I believe that you have good friends or good people around you, and they are willing to help you, like they're around you, and they always lend a helping hand. And sooner or later, with this 10 of Swords, you always complete a cycle, and you know how to get back right up. So you, in your life, maybe you come across these situations that leave you all defeated, right? But then you know very well how to get back up on your feet, and the universe provides you with all the support that you need, all the support that is necessary for that. um, I don't know if I think I did mention it with the Jupiter card. You might be interested or drawn to spirituality as well a lot. Okay, so this is what I'm getting here. But the first impression mainly is that you are a good person, that you are reliable, trustworthy, and you believe in the good of others as well. You believe that people are essentially good, although you get your heart broken quite often, maybe because sometimes you place high expectations, and then those expectations are not quite met sometimes, and that leads to disappointments. And then you retreat, and you go into hibernation maybe. So that is something that goes on with you, and people notice that, and that's why people sometimes tend to be a little bit cautious around you, because they don't want to trigger you in any way and cause drama, right? So yeah, so as they get to know you, they do know that your emotions run very deep. So they know that if they have to get close to you and form a really good and close connection with you, you are not going to be somebody who will just take everything on a superficial level. So they'll have to be quite true, and their intentions have to be quite genuine if they want to go further in your connection or your relationship with you. So that's what I see here, that you don't believe in superficial relationships. You always like to have deep relationships, deep connections, and everything kind of, your relationships affect you a lot. They play a major role in your life. Okay, so that's all I am getting here for you. If it resonated and if you liked this reading, please hit the like button and subscribe to my channel if you haven't already. I'll see you next time. Till then, take care and bye-bye. Okay, moving on to pile 3. Let's have a look at your sign and the planet. Okay, for your sign, you have Aquarius. It says, of course, it's ruled by Saturn, and it says here, scientific, visionary, humane, factual, intellectual, democratic, eccentric, global, and misunderstood. Air element, and we have sun, radiating, authority, individuality, leadership, charisma, self-reliance, dignity, loyalty, determination, and endurance. Beautiful energy. Okay, so the first impression right away that I'm getting is that you like things done your way, and people see that. You stand out. That's the first impression that you give off, right? People know that you stand out in whatever way. Wherever you go, you stand out always. For your personality, for how you carry yourself, for your ideas, for your beliefs. Just, I don't know, because sun is also somebody who's very confident as well, very confident in who they are, and they know that they stand out. They know that they're important, right? Okay. Now, Aquarius goes well with Sun card actually, although it is ruled by Saturn, which is, Saturn is the enemy of Sun. But Aquarians, because Saturn is quite comfortable in Aquarius, right? So it becomes more, I guess, so when you're comfortable in something, you work better, you're more efficient. So Saturn is not as restrictive or as limiting in Aquarius. It pushes Aquarius, and Aquarius, kind of like pushes the boundaries. So in that way, also because they stand out, they're very eccentric, unusual, right? And they have a lot of idiosyncrasies. So standing out, so that, goes well with Sun as well. Okay, let's have a look at your tarot. This is from the Spirit Song Tarot deck. Right. The first card is 5 of Crystals, which is 5 of Pentacles, Earth card, and this is beautiful Ladybug. It says here persistence and new possibilities. So in traditional tarot, the imagery is quite different from here. Right, so in the traditional tarot is like the energy is of like being left out in the cold, right? I mean, that's like understandable because you stand out, you don't kind of like comply to the orthodox or like conventional rules or ideas, so you're not very orthodox in your or conventional in your in the way that you pursue life or see life, right? So with this Ladybug, I also see, because Ladybug is so beautiful, so I do see that, okay, yeah, you stand out for your ideas and your personality, but I also see that people see that you stand out because you are very beautiful. Okay, so that is also I see here, because ladybugs are, oh my god, they're gentle, they stand out because they're little light bulbs, so of course they stand out, and they're beautiful, so they shine. They're sparks of light in the dark, so that says a lot. You guide people, you're like a leader, you spark a light in where there's the dark, so that's beautiful energy. Then we have 8 of Feathers, that is 8 of Swords, and animal here is mouse. Says here courage and solutions. Then we have the Traveler, that is a Fool card, represented here by gazelle. Says here adventure and potential. Yes, goes very well with the Aquarian energy. Then we have 6 of Shells, that is 6 of Cups. These are, I think this is otter. I'm not sure, otter, right? So this is, it says here sentiment and joy. Then we have 5 of Feathers, that is 5 of Swords. This is armadillo, I guess. And this is strategy and resilience. We have the Major Arcana card, the Whale. The World, which is represented here by the whale. World and whale got just mixed up. It says here fulfillment and celebration. Beautiful imagery, the sun and the water and all the water life along with the whale. Sometimes I get lost. That's why, I got confused with the world and the whale. Then we have the moon card here, more water energy. With the owl, it says imagination and perception. Then we have Queen of Shells, that is Queen of Water, Queen of Cups, I mean. And this is beautiful seal here. More water energy coming in with peace and compassion. Right. And lastly, we have Page of Feathers, that is Page of Swords with this raccoon. Says here exploration and discovery. I see typical Aquarian energy, a lot of conflicting energies here, but that's how Aquarians are, very eccentric, very unusual, very different. Right, 5 of crystals, like we already discussed. You stand out not just for your personality or ideas, but also for your looks, and people notice your looks. They notice how different and how beautiful you are, how you light up. It's like the whole room lights up when you walk in. Your presence is magnificent, and everybody actually notices you. You come. You're like a, like the ladybug, like shining in the dark. Then we have the 8 of Feathers here with the mouse card. So 8 of Swords is a card of, sometimes you find yourself in situations where your own self-limiting beliefs hold you back. Sometimes you do feel stuck in situations, but the thing is, you always find your way out. With this Traveler card, you're an explorer, you are an Aquarian, right? So you always find your way out. Even if you fall down, even if you are stuck somewhere, you always know how to get back right up and how to start again. That's what I'm getting. You know how to start again from the scratch, even if it has to be. So even from a situation where you feel like you cannot come out of, but in that traditional tarot, we have the 8 of Swords as like a woman with a blindfold on. So only if she could just take off the blindfold, she would be able to walk right out of that situation, And so that's what happens. Sometimes you're not able to see clearly, and sometimes you feel stuck and frustrated, but then you're eventually soon, I guess it doesn't take you a long time, you eventually get on your feet and you start from the scratch. And this is like a little bit gloomy card, and then this is like a sunny card. Again, you're back to your sunny self. Your adventurer soul just bubbles up, and you're full of life again, full of energy and vitality. Then we have 6 of Shells. This is the card of love and harmony, that people see you, that you stand out, and people maybe think that you are a loner, that you work alone. And maybe that's true, you like to work alone, that you want to be your own boss, and you don't like to work with anybody else, or you just want to do it all on your own. Basically, that's your nature. That's how Aquarians are, because trust me, I know that, because I'm one, right? So right, so they see that you are a loner, you are eccentric, but as they get to know you and as they come into close contact with you, and they're with you for quite some time, they get to know you, and they see that you're actually very good to work with, no conflict. You like peace and harmony. You like the flow in work, so you work well with others as well. It's not like, okay, you prefer to be alone and work alone, but then if you have to work with others, it's not really a problem. You don't make a big deal about it. You don't make a fuss about it, right? You work really well, and you exude love, and people can feel your warmth, and you form really good friendships, with this 6 of Cups. With the 5 of Swords, again, we have strategy and resilience. You are quite resilient. That's what we were talking about, right? There could be situations in your life, of course, we all have them. We all come across situations where we feel like, you know, some battles are lost, some are won, but when you feel like the battle is lost, you still know how to make the most of it. So even if in certain situation you have lost, you take away from it the wisdom, you take away the best of it and you make the best of it. Eventually you come out of it because you use your mind, like you're quite smart that way, because feathers, that is swords, is, it represents your intellect as well. So strategy and resilience, like it says here, so like we were talking about before, that whenever you come out of a difficult situation, you always come out stronger than before. So that is your resilience. You're quite tenacious and resilient, and you bounce back quick. And then the World card, which is a beautiful energy here. So as people get to know you better, they see that you have a whole world that they had no idea about. Like you have different ideas. Like it's like you live in a different world altogether, You have a different idea of the world. That's what I'm getting here, because I'm just like so caught up with the Aquarian energy. So as they get to know you more, they realize that they had been missing out on your version of the world. So like you open their eyes to a new world, to new ideas, to new views, and they feel so inspired. And it brings them happiness, and it brings you happiness to have shared that wisdom and that knowledge with others, because it says here fulfillment and celebration. So also it could also represent that sometimes your life feels like it's moving on in circles, but it also means that maybe you are here to fulfill some of your karma, from the past life, so you're just finishing your karma as well. So once you finish it, it's finished, and you feel quite fulfilled and happy, and that you were, successful in completing your karma, so that's another message for some of you, if it resonates. Then you have the moon. So you are quite emotional as well, you have a quite rich inner world, and but you're very imaginative. So you could be very creative. You could be a writer, a painter, an artist, sculptor, just all of these creative artistic fields. So you could be like you're very imaginative, right? So this moon card, this owl here represents a lot of inner wisdom. So you have a quite rich inner world, but you're also very wise. You have a lot of emotional intelligence. That's what I'm getting here. You are quite emotionally intelligent. You could be an empath. Aquarians generally are, and people get to know that. So people probably are drawn to you as they get to know you more. They understand that you have a wealth of knowledge and a wealth of wisdom inside of you to for them to learn, for them to actually explore and get to know. So they see you as somebody who's very wise and emotionally intelligent, with this moon card and owl, shown as the major board here. Then we have Queen of Shells with this seal. How beautiful and how abundant is this card? So you are quite abundant in yourself. You're full of love. You have a very warm heart, and as people get to know you even better, they see that. Maybe initially they don't, because initially you come off as a bit closed off, that okay, no, you cannot cross this border. These are my boundaries. You cannot come in, and I am not going to come out. So you are in your own little world. But the people who do manage to come inside, and the people you allow to cross over, right? So those people actually find that, oh my God, this person that I thought who was like so cold from the outside is actually so warm and so generous and so abundant, so giving and loving and caring and nurturing. And that's a beautiful surprise that they get that you're not just smart, beautiful, and intelligent, wise, very emotionally intelligent, but you also are very loving. So you have a very kind and generous heart. And to close your reading, we have the page of feathers, that is the page of swords, exploration and discovery. So you love exploring. So you always want to know more. You have this thirst of knowledge, right? You are never satiated. You want to know more, you want to explore more. Maybe you want to go and tread on the lands of the unknown. Maybe you want to study the occult, or like the mysteries, and the Aquarians, they are like very drawn to the unknown, to the mystical, to the occult. you know so you always want to know more. You just don't want to know the basic. Okay, this is how the world works. You want to know more, you want to go beyond. So your thirst for knowledge never ends. That's also something very like, people, when they get to know you even better, with time, they understand this, that you are always looking out for more books to read, and gaining more knowledge. And you love your books, you love your sources where you get your knowledge from. So they find that quite sexy about you, and they admire you for that. And like, I feel like you're very confident, you know what you're doing, and you know your worth, you know who you are. So it's not like, I don't know what I'm doing here right now, I don't know why I'm telling you how you are, or how people see you, because people see you for who you are. And what kind of image you portray. You are not the one to live in delusions. You're not delusional at all. You're very clear, about yourself, and you know how people perceive you. So you're very clear-headed. So yeah, so that's all I have for you. Nothing new, I'm sure. But if it resonated, and if you liked this reading, please give this reading a thumbs up. And please subscribe to my channel if you haven't already. It would be a great support for me. So thank you so much. I will see you next time. Till then, take care.